This broadcast of the DDBBL on PTV Channel O and Power FM special events is brought to you by HM Mechanical in association with Ada Care, Smart Move Conveyancing and Live Wired Electrical.
Yes, and welcome to the live broadcast here today of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL Round 2 at Carl Park, Gatton. We have the Rob Scan Night Riders versus the Hip Pocket Rockets. Today's broadcast is well and truly brought to you by PTV and Power FM. I'm Tony Anderson, and beside me I've got
Kent Remus.
So the dynamic duo in the commentary box today.
Back again. Tone, so Hip Pocket, I believe, won the toss and have elected to bat.
Yeah, the pitch looks good, doesn't it, for early in the season. It's a credit to the staff at Carl Park. There's a bit of a change up here in the field. We've got Paul Toohey coming on from the commentary box end. Paul had a pretty good game early this morning in the earlier game. Managed to get a couple of wickets. It's fairly economical.
Off we go.
Caught the leading edge there. Just squirted out to point. No run. The breeze has certainly got up, but it's not as bad as last week, Ramo.
No, lovely conditions down here in sunny Gatton. Paul Toohey coming in. No run to Gavin Steger, so we've got Gav Steger. No, we haven't got Gavin Steger opening. We've got Blake Anderson opening. Who's our left-hander?
No, that just escapes me at the moment, mate. Just worked it through square leg there for the single. The boys are just cautiously getting about their work at the moment. Paul's going to ask a few questions of these batsmen as they start to work their way into their innings. It's a very common tactic these days to start off with a slow ball bowler, off break, leg break, doesn't matter. Yeah, through covers. So Blake Anderson off the mark. He looks like he's pulled up a little bit sore there. And stretched out a bit. You have to give us, folks, Remo's beavering away here on the laptop, getting the scores. Now work through mid-wicket. It's a clean shot there. A cautious start from the boys. So none for three at the moment.
He is a wily old customer, Paul Toohey, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got certainly from this angle you can see why they call him Tangles. There's arms and legs going everywhere, but very effective cricketer. So at the end of the over, I've got none for three. So I said cautious start. It looks like, is it young Jem Ryan?
That does look like the big lanky frame of Jem Ryan opening the bowling.
Hits the pitch hard, this young fellow.
Goes all right, doesn't he? He actually he played quite well in the first game today too. Came out with the bat and started smacking balls over the boundary with the wind with ease.
Yeah, I think I said it last week, reminiscent of a Canadian lumberjack actually, the way he was flailing there before, but it was good to watch.
I've not been to Canada, but I'll take your word for it, Tony.
Oh, you see him walking up the street everywhere.
Interesting family, the Ryans. Jem completing his grade 12 at the moment, but older brother Samson's been drafted into Adacare. He plays AFL football for Richmond, I think. Oh, that's quality.
It's going to go all the way.
4 runs to Gav Steger. The old draw shot.
Effective 4. Yeah, well, I saw Samson from the Adacare side there. I think he might have set a new record on height. He was about 26 foot tall.
He's a big unit, isn't he? Tall timber, the whole family, actually. Their dad, Luke's a big, tall unit as well.
So not the start young Jem would have wanted here, but
Hurts a little bit. You execute the first ball and off it goes to the boundary via a inside edge.
a little bit tighter there. Didn't seem to get up there. It's a bit of a, for that length of ball, I thought it'd be around hip height.
So this pitch is a relatively new pitch. I think if we go back a couple of years, when we played here, it was very, very fresh, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Grass coverage is a lot better now, obviously than what it was. Some really good ground stuff here at Carl Park, very helpful. Ryan coming in.
He's working into the pads there on Gav. It's not a bad line there, you just can't really do a lot with it.
It's tough in the early overs, isn't it? You've only got 2 people out, so Jen's got a man just in front of square, deep on the boundary, so that's why he's zooming in on Steger's pads. It is interesting that he doesn't have any form of fine leg, whether close or deep. He's got another deep man at third man, and that's his only 2 deep fielders, but yeah, tough line to bowl to.
He's got a big margin of error. That one
Steger rocks onto the back foot and crunches it over between point and cover and mid off. 4 runs.
Yeah, just allowed him to free his arms here a little bit and be able to get full weight behind the ball.
The good news is, Tony, is I think I've actually learnt how to use the scoring program.
Actually, you look settled in there for the long haul.
Slightly embarrassing to start, but no, I'm backing my skills moving forward.
No, the keyboards are intimidating.
Technology is intimidating. Look at that big blue sky. Isn't that lovely? What a sight.
Was that a pigeon?
Ryan coming around the wicket now to Steger. Trying to force him into that leg side shot again. Oh, bang.
Unfortunately,
that'll be a couple of bounces, Tone.
Yeah, a couple of bounces and probably not the outcome young Jim was after, but nonetheless, 2020 cricket, batsmen are always going to get on with the job. And like you said, a bit hard to protect the whole paddock when you've only got 2 out.
I think it's a very smart choice by Anderson and Steger to forego the quick singles and 2s and just deal in boundaries.
Yeah, what, pray tell, makes you think that?
Both these lads sharing a similar body shape to mine, I can relate.
I thought they were nursing injuries.
Ryan coming in for the last ball of his over. Oh, that should be
half a chance there. It was a good effort from square leg. It looked good from here anyway. At the end of the over, just have to do a bit of a refresh on the app for those people at home.
None for 16 off 2 overs. Good start for Hip Pocket. Adrian Mayers, photographer extraordinaire. Yeah, good start. So, tied down that first over by Tui and then stroke of luck in the first ball of the second over and then Gav Steger found his range and able to slap three more boundaries.
So we've got Tangles on again this end for the second over. How long do you think Tangles will bowl here?
He's pretty valuable at the back end of the innings too, so I think if you might only get 1 more over out of him.
It's a bit of a trade-off, isn't it? They've got to work out quickly whether he's going to bowl the full stint or not.
I don't think you bowl full stint. Whether you use him for all overs of the power play or not is the question, isn't it?
Yes. That's a good dot ball anyway.
if he has a good over here, and then do you get someone else to bowl the power play over, or do you continue on with him, knowing that you lose him for an over at the end? Rob Scan have got some pretty good bowling options. He is just the master at bowling to a tight field, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Like, he's got a little bit of a variation there too.
That's the third time in a row that extra cover's been brought into play. So 3 dot balls. Bet you this brings a change of shot. Gav Steger's going to try and do something different. There we go.
And the pressure's on, isn't it? 3 dot balls in this form of the game. You are feeling the pressure to actually make something happen.
Sure are.
Oh, this is good bowling here from Tangles.
The other side of it is he gets through his overs so quick. He's 4 dot balls now, and barely had a chance. And there's a leg by.
Are they going to double it up, the
Down
boys?
line, fine leg.
It's had to run a long way for the boys to put in a 2.
Gav Steger making 2 runs look easy. That's over. Oh, well, that was 5 balls.
Tied over.
What's the score, Tony?
We've got none for 18.
I concur. None for 18 off 3 overs. It's
So Gav Steger's definitely doing the bulk of the work at the moment. I've got him 15 of 16 balls.
Blake Anderson hasn't really been able to face too many balls.
I actually put it out there that Gav's taken the strike, and I think he rather likes it.
So we've got umpires Barton and Stimson officiating for us today. 2 very, very competent umpires, including striking in their DDBBL umpires shirts. Paul Tilley being moved up inside the circle. Jim Ryan on his way in.
Another dot ball. And the Rob Scan side's just putting a good grouping of dot balls together in this segment of play.
They did this in the first game today. Their first 6 overs were pretty effective, and then towards the back end of the innings they leaked a lot of runs in the last 10 overs. But yeah, this just changes what happens for the batsman here, doesn't it? Definitely a better start to this over than last.
Oh, good delivery. Yeah, it's almost like, well, you could argue the point that Rob Scan have certainly got the start of their bowling innings together. The plan seems to be fairly consistent, and like you said, they've obviously got to try and put it together in the back end of the game to round it up or round it off.
Look, more importantly, Tony, I'm sure the viewers would be fascinated to know as to your late arrival to the game today. What were you doing that caused you to be late this morning?
Just filming for the latest edition of Animal Hospital.
Sewing a cow's ear back on.
Yeah, it was a little bit tragic actually. It wasn't hanging where it should be.
What did said bovine do to cause such an injury?
Stuck her head in the hay shed in the wrong way, and she actually caught her ear on the edge of a sheet of iron.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not as flamboyant as doing your knee in the dairy,
as young Jared Sipple from Adacare Aztecs did, but more interestingly, so had to put her in the crush and sew her ear back on?
Yeah, I donned a bit of catgut string and a couple of needles, and away we went, and it was a bit of a challenge to say the least. She didn't actually appreciate me trying to stitch her ear back on the side of her head, but anyway.
So I assume she's not a milking cow, she's a beef cow?
No, it's a beef cow, yeah, one of my best cows.
What breed?
Angus Santa Cross.
Okay. Oh,
He's
Gavsteger
got-
lays into that one.
He's got all of
That
that.
will be 6 runs. Lusty heave over between mid-wicket and mid-on.
You could argue that Gav really likes him there. No, he picked that up early and dispatched it. I tell you, the hip pocket boys needed a bit of momentum.
Yeah, currently still trying to deal in boundaries. Not a lot of working of the strike, is there?
No, I think this is pretty much the signature part of this innings for both of these guys.
Do you think such an occurrence with your bovine character, there's a quick single?
Is that first one? We might need to
No, there's a
move
few
conveyancing
singles in
replay there.
Is there a smart move conveyancing replay available, Barry?
No, I just wanted to see the boys take off out of the blocks with such pace.
And that's over. So we are 4 overs, none for 26.
Yes.
So Toowoomba Cricket has begun the talk about do they need a new name for their teams and a new logo and things like that. Do you think your cow with half an ear would make for a good logo?
No, I think we could shoot a little bit higher than that.
The Toowoomba rampant bovines.
They might take to us. If we showed up looking like she currently does, they might euthanize us all.
This would be John Schmacker coming on to bowl, I believe. Right arm seamer from the Brothers Diggers Club in Toowoomba. I actually think he drives up from the Gold Coast every week to play his cricket.
Oh, really? That's commitment for you?
I'm sure Diggers are thankful for that.
He's got a characteristic start to his run-up.
Bit of Mark Wood about that.
This pitch might suit John. He was a little bit back a length this morning, and the guys didn't mind it. There was a lot of shots square of the wicket with his bowling, so we might see John just that little bit more of a weapon on this actual wicket. I'm waiting for a score update in the app.
I think we've got 27. All right, so 4.1 overs, none for 27. How do you see that as a start, Tony?
Well, I think that the Robscan Night Riders would have to be happy with that at the moment, given the fact that they're deep into their power play. They're usually the modern game now. This sort's targeting 50 to 60 in that power play. So I think at the moment, pretty even, Stevens.
Even
With
Stevens.
Robscan probably just got the edge.
Robscan in front here. If they get a wicket, definitely their advantage. Anderson goes hard at it, gets enough on it. Behind point, running away to the boundary. Not the purest of shots, but you don't draw pretty pictures, do you?
Very characteristic of Blake. He tends to throw everything, including the kitchen sink and most of the lounge room at the cricket ball. And if it doesn't come off for the middle, well, generally it clears the infield.
I took the liberty of borrowing a bat gauge off umpire Stimson before the game to check on Blake's bat, because it is one big lump of a piece of wood. And thankfully for Blake, he avoided any fines or sanctions. Bat just sliding through the gauge nicely. Easy single there to Blake. I think we are none for 32 off 4.4. None for 31 off 4.4, says my cricket.
Yes, the aficionating people there, we assume have got that right.
Look, I'd trust the actions of the scorers a long way in front of our capabilities.
Particularly if it was Clayton Faulkner.
Short ball from Schmacker, and it is over 6 runs.
Yes.
Wow, it's a fine line, isn't it? You know, that was almost a gift wicket. Smart move conveyancing replay here, Tony.
We'll see it right in the Gavsteger's wheelhouse.
No, we won't see the smart move conveyancing.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wire Electrical on PTV Channel O.
I was going to quickly
Well, if we were going around the grounds, I haven't seen a score, but I did hear a cheer of a wicket. No idea who's batting or who's bowling. Tony, would you be able to access that information?
We certainly will. Oh, tucked around the corner there by Gav. He's going to do 2 here.
Could be a third. No.
I thought the big fella had a hammy there for a minute, but it just eased off the
He's
throttle.
probably
into
got 2 hammies, Tone.
Yep. I think doing 1 though, the big fella would be a big enough strain on the body.
So after 5 overs, none for 39.
Now, for our viewing and listening audience,
Are we going to go to a score update?
we can have a score update.
Cue it, Barry.
Let's have a score update on PTV Channel O thanks to Ada Care.
Righto. Well, live wide lightning against the Ada Care Aztecs at the moment. Ada Care are none for 30. And we're yet to get a total on the Valley Raptors Grammar Blazers game.
That's because it's played tonight.
Oh, that's tonight, 6 o'clock. My mistake.
We may well commentate on that. All right, change of bowling. I reckon this is Michael Abbott by the looks of it. Bustling run up.
Skiddy action. Oh, that looked close. Oh, yeah, Barno's raised the finger. That looked close right from the point of contact.
I'd like to see a smart move conveyancing replay because I think that was going down leg.
It was just from this angle you won't pick that.
I think you'll just have to go with what I was saying.
Yeah, no, that was. It didn't look good from height point of view. Blakey looked a bit awkward there, caught on the crease.
Perfected the slow walk off. A look of disgust.
Yeah. Oh, I don't see too many batsmen happy getting out, mate.
I remember the great days of Southern Cross or Heritage Oval in Toowoomba and seeing the West Indies player, I think it was Australian Country 11, and Phil Simmons got given out. And that was one of the slowest walk-offs I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, obviously Phil not real happy with the decision, but
I don't think it was whether he was happy or not. I just think he traditionally walked off very slow.
all right.
Looks like we've got young Luke Neal, player of the match from Hip Pocket's first game last week, coming to the crease. Fair start for young Michael Abbott here. 1 for none off 1. Should have had him on ages ago.
Yeah. It won't be any trouble picking the 2 batsmen here today.
Yeah, Luke Neal with a navy helmet.
Exactly. That's where I was coming from. Lukey's, and it's fair to say, that has adapted his game to the short form of late. Coming in recent years, hasn't been a well-recognised clean hitter of the ball, but now seems to be able to get on with it a little bit more. It's sort of added it to his game, don't you think, Ramo?
Yeah, look, he does hit boundaries, but he also, I remember him and Matt Hallis batting together, just being able to go at 10 and over by running 2s. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes here batting with Gav, who he's not going to be running a lot of 2s with.
He's finding his line and length right off the bat.
I saw Tony earlier on, you chose to roll the arm over at John O'Brien Oval. Run us through that delivery. That was quite impressive.
Well,
I didn't know you were a spinner for a start.
Well, when you get to a certain age, everyone's a spinner, isn't it?
I'm happy just to get it to the other end of the pitch.
No, I was quite surprised myself that I landed it at the far end of the wicket.
I was surprised you did too.
The fact that it didn't spin at all wasn't surprising.
It did drift. You waited for the gust of wind and then bowled with it.
I did a Mark Royal arm ball.
Abbott bustling in again. It's got a bit of a John Wayne Hastings look about him as he bowls. Wide ball there. Umpire Barton stretches out both hands.
It was actually, Barto's probably been very involved in the game, the dismissal and a wide. It's good to see that. He was glad he was stretching up there earlier.
Big wide stance on him.
He's an authoritative figure.
One of the hardest people to bowl cricket balls at.
Oh, champion bloke.
I remember getting all all worked up trying to bowl to him, and the big fella just grinning at me and laughing, and you're trying to be a big mean fast bowler, and
Bardo not getting worked up at all.
no, just having fun with you.
Yeah, 1 for 41 at the moment.
1 for 41.
So Lukey Neal just easing into the workload.
Taking his time to get started.
Oh,
Abbott clipped away over mid-wicket. Single only to Luke Neal.
a lot of work there for the single, but nonetheless effective. What's Gav going to do? This ball's sort of...
Oh, I'm pretty certain he's going to try and whack a boundary.
And do you think you're tipping deep mid wickets?
Well, they're
In
doing their
danger?
best to block his access, aren't they? He's got a nice arc through mid-wicket region.
Full
good
outside
ball.
off.
Oh, lucky.
Bowler's not real happy about that decision, but from this angle it's a bit hard to see how wide it was.
And
but
Bardo will just smile at him as he walks past and put him at ease. And smart move conveyancing replay here, Tony.
the batsman did his best to exaggerate the fact that it was wide. Some would say milking it. I'll give the customary wind up there, and he's just got the inside edge, but it's gone all the way for 4. Wasn't clean hit, but it was hit well enough.
Doesn't matter how they get there. 6 overs. 1 for 47. Power play done. Cruising along at around about 7.5 runs an over. On face value, you'd say advantage hip pocket, but we'll see what happens. Young Cooper Webster coming on with his right arm off spin. Pretty reasonable captaincy here by Captain Gillam, bringing on the off spinner to bowl to the left-handers, moving the ball away from the left-handers.
Yes, good decision. I think we've also, well, the left-handers are going to be hitting with the breeze, but unfortunately for young Webster, who's bowling from the far end earlier this morning, unfortunately for him, the batsmen were hitting with the wind, so he dispatched him. Any short length balls certainly went the distance. See what happens. He has got the wind with him, Luke Neal.
So
That was well bowled.
on evidence, not a lot of bounce in this pitch. It's fairly low, isn't it?
It appears that way.
Neil swipes and drags one out to long on.
Which
1 for 48.
which obviously means that a lot of front foot cricket, and unfortunately too, it's a lot of mishits because they're just not catching them at the right height on the bat.
I'm pretty sure Gav Steger's not going to die wondering here. Squeezes the ball down to a deep backward point. Ball Tui.
It's a better start from young Webster.
What are those glasses called where the lenses change from glasses to sunglasses?
Transitional lenses.
Paul Tui rocking the transition lenses today.
Oh, he's stylish critter. Oh,
Inside edge by Steger trying to take on Webster. Webster flattened the ball out quite effectively.
he does look threatening here too. Just asking a few questions, the young spinner.
Obviously coming from good spinning stock, being a Webster, son of Chris Webster.
He hasn't quite developed the
Traditional
the lower trajectory that his father had.
And that's over. Good over by Cooper Webster. Do we concur with 1 for 49 off 7 overs, Tony?
Just going for the update now. Hit pocket rockets 1 for 49.
Michael Abbott, 1 for a second over. Obviously earned himself the right to bowl his second over with a quality first over. Bustling in. Oh,
He's got a piece of that.
tangles underneath it. Watch out for the goalposts.
Did that go through for 2 points? That was a lusty hit from Gav Steger. It's quite a decent knock.
How many runs we got Gav Steger on, Tone?
At the moment we've got 36 of 26 deliveries.
Big fella.
Sailing
Slices
through
one out
covers.
through covers. Just
Yeah,
adding a little commentary on the scoreboard there as well to keep things fresh. Doing what I can to make it entertaining.
Actually, if the viewers could see, you really are beavering over that keyboard. Like,
I prefer to utilise the seek and destroy method of keyboard destruction. 2 fingers and hit them pretty hard. Abbott storming in. Luke Neal just chips down the ground to the long on.
good delivery there. Full, Tony Gregg would say, right up in the block hole. So that
1 for 57 off 7.3. Abbott's doing a great job for his team here. It's not fancy and flash, but his lines and lengths have been really good.
he's quite difficult
Nice
for
Steger. Nice shot.
conventional batsmen. That is a great shot, actually. Great
And
shot.
another 4 runs.
It's fair to say Hip Pocket really needed this, and Gav's delivering it to him.
Smart move conveyancing replay here, Tony.
He almost got down on one knee there, Gav. I was a bit concerned because we might need to
Let's
get
go
systems
around
out
the
to get him
grounds
up
for
there.
Live Wire Electrical on
Grounds.
PTV Channel O.
Nothing like a little bit of warning.
I think, well,
What's happening?
I'll do my best.
What's happening on John O'Brien O, Tony?
Well, the 80 care side are 2 for 53 off, and the overs are in the
53?
fine print, 7.2.
2 for 53.
So it looks like
A little bit slow. in
Paulie
that
Lockall was run out for 20. Chris Wilson was bowled for 26. So we've got, is it Harry Sipple and Luke Pollock at the crease at the moment for the 80 care Aztecs.
Luke Pollock, one of my favourite cricketers and
Oh.
favourite tourists.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, there's a bit of action all round out there. Yes, Luke Pollock, he's got a smile almost as big as Harry Dillon's.
Nice of you to notice, Tony.
Well, I actually gave Harry Dillon and Hamel Shah the 2 biggest smiles until the cricket last week.
So, to my knowledge, 1 for 63 after 8 overs, Tony.
Just slowed update here. 1 for 63. One for 6-3.
So, that over got a bit expensive for Abbott. It'll be interesting to see if he gets a third.
So not trying to put the commentator's curse on Gav Steger, but he's 48.
So, Gav, do you know you're 48? Just trying to get a message to Gav just to help him out there.
No pressure, Gav. It's 48 of 30 deliveries, so he's poking along quite nicely. Lukey Neal is 3 off 9.
The view from the touchline camera. Neil up and over. Jem Ryan just come in from there. 4 runs, 1 bounce.
That's a quality
Smart
shot by
batting,
Luke.
Yeah. Didn't overhit it, just lifted it over, played to his strengths.
Bit of a thinking cricketer, young Luke Neal.
Quite dangerous, isn't it?
Oh, we don't want cricketers that think.
And then hits a boundary, picks off the single.
Well done. Rotating the strike, so we've got
Let's
Gav
see if
Steger.
Big Gav can register his first DDBBL 50. I'm tipping he's going to try and take this one over mid-on.
bringing the fielder on in a little bit, which is a bit dangerous, I thought.
Now they've dropped him back out.
A bit of indecision there. I think they made the right decision in the end.
Yeah, but you're also going to give him potentially giving him an easy 50. If they know he's on 48 runs, they probably don't, I assume.
Oh, going for the reverse. Just didn't quite connect it there, but he's in good position.
Yeah, I think if you're going to play reverse sweeps, you've got to see the line first. Big Gav saw that one, was well and truly outside off stump and was going for it, so fair play to him, I say, especially with the off spinner taking it away from him.
Oh, that one kept a little bit low, fair to say.
More dots from Webster.
So what's your impression of young Webster's bowler, mate?
Apparently he had quite a good season last year for university. To be honest, sort of finishing my cricket, haven't seen much of his bowling, so yeah, probably not the best person to comment, but yeah, from the reports I hear, he had a really good season last season and got a bright future ahead of him.
Well, he seems to have a pretty good up and over action.
Yep.
He's got a trade that you have to grow into over time. You don't become a terrific off spinner from day dot. And it's just all about getting through the overs, isn't it, for him?
Yeah, it's like ears, you grow into them.
Exactly right.
Ears being the theme of today. Just checking time, 1 for 68 off 9.
Well, I'll have to agree with you on that one because the app has just updated. Yes, 1 for 68.
Off 9.
9 overs.
This is Big Gem Ryan coming
this
back
is
on
correct.
for a third over. What were Gem's figures after his first 2 overs, Tony? Single Luke Neal.
So Gem had 2 overs, no maidens and none for 20. So a little bit expensive on his standards.
See what he can come back with here. Stagger still on 48.
Yes, unfortunately just hasn't got the ball in the right spot just yet, but we'll see. Just a bit of a wave there from the fielder in 16. Just picked up the single. Gav Steger moves to 49. Just couldn't beat the man that fine leg there, even though he was up just on the edge of the 30-metre circle. That's well bowled. Good comeback from Gem.
Big Gem banging him back of the length there. Luke Neal not prepared to take a risk and hit across the ball. Plenty of protection out there, and he'd be hitting into the wind, so clever bowling there from the big man.
So really the single option, square of the wicket both sides, looks at the moment.
Another good ball there.
Well bowled.
So Tone, we've got John Littleproud coming around. I was going to try and get him into commentary, but when I was a young man playing some of my early cricket with university, John couldn't actually get a helmet to fit his head. His melon's that large, and I'm a little bit concerned about putting this microphone over his head.
Oh, I think they cater for extra large.
That's not extra large.
Triple XL.
Couldn't actually get a helmet to fit him.
So did he think of batting in a bike helmet?
No. I remember one day I bowled a short ball to Brad Spenner and he pulled it straight into John's head at silly mid-on.
He only mentioned about it today, actually. He said...
Big fella shook it off.
Yeah.
Brad Spenner should have been called on the boundary after it came off John's melon.
Brad obviously got hold of all of it.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't my best short ball.
Oh, that's
Oh,
solid.
geez,
Oh,
hit on
geez,
by
it's,
Barton.
it's ricocheted off the bowler into Bardo.
49.
Now, there's a bit of finger pointing going from Bardo there, I think. He took offence to the fact that that was actually directed at him.
That smart move conveyancing replay here, Tone. This will be one of the better ones.
Oh, you see,
The Brolga.
Barno's step got a bit quicker there as he knew he was in the mid-thick of things. So 1 for 71, hip pocket.
1 for 71 off 10.
Off
Okay.
10.
So halfway, 9 wickets in hand.
Probably not a bad
70
position.
runs. You know, if you can execute 90 to 100 off the next 10 overs, all's good in life, isn't it?
Well, it's a good launching pad.
I tell you what, if Gav Steger gets out for 49,
Run out of the non-striker. That would be a bit of a shame, actually.
Luke
That's a
Neal
nice
down the
shot from
ground,
Luke
hitting it
Neal.
straight at us.
Oh, off the post, over my shoulder.
Crikey. 4 runs.
I was a bit concerned about the TV screen there. The ball was coming straight at us. Great shot by Luke, though. He's got it around fine. Oh, just for the single.
So just waiting for the scored update. Tell you what, that was dangerous, Tony. We almost lost commentary items. You almost struck. Oh, had your ear been struck and bleeding, would you expect me to stitch it up? Oh.
I think I'd take my chances.
Steger all over the place at the moment, trying to bring up his 50. Reverse sweeping Yorkers.
Oh,
Good ball.
wide. Looks like that wind's back with us again.
Barry loves the wind. That's a pretty good ball by Cooper Webster there, seeing Gav Steger advancing down the wicket and spearing it in wide. Obviously it cost him a run, but I think it's a worthwhile experiment.
Also, it's certainly a
So
club.
yep, down
That was
the ground.
clubbed. That was absolutely clubbed.
It's almost taken out his
Oh, it was a good effort by Curtly. Nielsen.
Falconed in the process. 50 runs to Gav Steger.
Yes. That was well batted by Gav. Just waiting for the update there to see what deliveries he actually took to get there.
Yes. Dangerous day for ears.
So I've got 1 for 81.
Side wide. Oh, look at this.
We've got to have a smart move conveyancing replay on
Yeah,
that.
how
haven't
could you
we?
not? Smart move conveyancing replay. Here we go. Steger winding up.
It's fair to say there's a fair bit of bottom hand there. The bat seemed to get quite a bit of elevation.
Dangerous game.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wire Electrical on
There we go, around the
PTV
grounds
Channel
now.
O.
Well, looks like Adacare Aztecs are 3 for 60 off 10 overs.
Okay. Fairly steady start there
So
by
we've
the
got
Aztecs.
Aidan Watterson currently in batting with Harry Sybil. We've got Luke
Take it.
Pollock's since been dismissed for 3.
It's not a cricket tournament unless you've got some Sipples playing, is it?
Oh, I think they should have the Sipple 11.
There used to be big good 11s at
True.
Country Weeks, wasn't there?
True. I had the privilege of playing with a couple of them.
As
Um,
in the Bidgood 11.
I didn't play with Bidgood 11, I actually played with Neil Bidgood rep cricket. He's the Western Downs Mr. Cricket. He made King G clothes fashionable at the cricket field.
How could you not?
He turned up regularly in his bloodstained boots with no socks and his work shirt and shorts. Tossed the ball.
Interesting thing about to happen here, Tone. So they're under pressure to get through their overs in 80 minutes, and we've got.
Oh, bowled, and he's lost the bat again.
Oh, that's going. We're going to need a smart move conveyancing replay to
lot.
see everything. Let's unpack what went on there.
There was a lot going on there.
A lot to unpack. Steger has just thrown his wicket away.
And his bat. Probably got to look at the grip there, Gav.
A bit of sweat on the hands and bats start flying. Tell you what, it's a good idea if you're trying to keep the field out. You don't want the field in, throw your bat at them.
It's a different tactic. It's one's been talked about in dressing rooms for years, but no one's actually really carried it out until today.
Well batted, Gav Steger. Great start.
Well, I got Gav's innings is 53 off 38 balls at a strike rate of 139.
Great start.
It's a solid start.
Young Matt Hallis coming in. How do we tell that this is Matt Hallis?
Sporting the Australian bottle brush helmet.
And at a full height of 5'4".
I think 5'4" was quite generous.
This is actually a really interesting point in this game here, because these two, if they spend time together at the wicket, they will run their way to a good total. They are both fairly fit, both very quick between the wickets, and they can hit balls into a gap and just about get two every time it gets through a gap.
And fair to say, probably what is required here at this stage of the game in the their pockets innings.
Yep, both can go as well, but yeah, expect to see some great running if they can turn it on. Probably something we don't talk enough about in cricket is great running, is it? Very valuable part of the game.
So hit pocket 2 for 83, 11.3 overs.
I am all over it.
Yeah. You are tickling the ivories pretty well there.
Abbott bustling in again.
Ooh.
Neil just shutting it down, not prepared to take it on at this stage of the game.
Yeah, difficult ball to do a lot with. He's really jamming it in, tightening the, or not giving the left hand any room.
Can you give me an update on Michael Abbott's figures? He had that first good over, now he's having a relatively good over here. But he did go for a few in his second over, didn't he?
Well, he's doing his job for his team, I think.
Keeper up as well.
So I got him in 2.3 overs, 2 for 22.
He goes at him, balls in the air. And gets away for 4 runs. Sorry, what did you have him for figures?
2.3 overs, no maidens, 2 for 22.
2 for 22. And 2 for 22, and the score's 87 as well. Exciting
waiting
times.
for an update.
This is why we watch cricket, for things like this. .87 quarter from brings the wicket. Abbott's gone back over the wicket. Luke Neal, that is a great shot.
That's gone all the way.
Just flipped it off the body for an easy 6 runs. Doesn't matter where the boundary is. 6 runs. I told you that was unlucky. 87.
And in this instance, unlucky for the bowler.
93 off 12 overs. Things are looking good for the Rockets. This is a critical game for the Knight Riders. They dropped that first game last week against Grammar and put up a brave fight this morning against the Raptors, where they got within almost 20 runs of a rampaging Raptors 180. But they are 0 from 2 at the moment, and unfortunately if they go 0 from 3, that's almost their tournament done.
Yeah, there's a degree of urgency about the Robscan side here to try and get their foot in the ladder.
Harry Micklejohn coming on to bowl.
So Matty Hallis on strike. He's just got the single at the moment. He only
Tony,
faced the one delivery.
What do you make of the surname Micklejohn? What nationality would you think that would be?
Yeah, no, it's a good question.
Is it M-E-I-K?
I believe it is MEIK.
Stepping into the commentary box, we have Ian Reimers. Ian will be able to tell you all about the heritage of the Reimers name. Just a single to Hallis. I've talked up how well they run, and they just dropped through for a single. Alex at the com box. I think one Reimers/Reimers in a com box is enough. We'll hand over to Ian to tell some tales, give us some updates on what's happening in the world of veterans cricket as well. Speaking of Tony, why aren't you playing veterans cricket?
I'm going to play here.
Well, I would have thought that having no hair would negate the grey hair argument, wouldn't it?
That was a solid shot by Lukey Neal.
Stop evading us, Tony. Thanks for having me, everyone.
No, looking for an update. So that brings hip pocket 2 for 100. Lukey Neal just knocking the ball around at the leg side there for the single. Righto, we've got Micklejohn still on. Matty Hallis on strike. Just working the ball around behind square. Matty working hard between wickets, just running through for the second. The 2 to Matty Hallis. Didn't quite get onto that, Matty. So joining me is Ian Reimers in the commentary box. Ian's just busily getting his head around the scoring program.
Just updating my technical skills here with the scoring as well.
The ball worked into mid-wicket there from Matt.
Okay. Now that I'm switched on, I've just updating my technical skills as well here with the scoring. But yeah, it's a great game so far for the Rockets.
Yeah, pretty solid platform, Ian. You'd have to be happy with how the boys are going at the moment.
Yeah, no complaints so far.
Luke's got onto that, and that's going all the way for 4. It's a nice shot from Luke. Short, outside leg. Really didn't have the protection down there. And Luke's just going about his business.
It's very solid captain's knock.
Yeah, he's become quite a reliable cricketer. We were just commenting before, Ian, how he's adapted his game to the shorter form as he's got older. Probably wasn't having the full repertoire of shots earlier in his cricketing career for this format, but has really grown into it.
Very much so, and with some exposure to people like Brian May and so forth at club level, it's really showing and paying off on some of the other players in the club, and Luke is certainly improving.
Now we've got, coming from the far end, Mick Abbott still on. This will be his 4th over. That sort of bludgeoned down straight to mid-on, just the single. So basically we've got 13, this is the 14th over, and what do you see the play from here on in, is Ian, with the...
With wickets in hand, they can afford to push the scoring in.
Will they have their batting lineup reflecting that? Or are they changing the positions in the lower order there to try and take advantage of that, do you think?
I think we've got enough quick scoring batsmen in the team anyway, so should be able to just keep going. But we've got some fairly destructive players there. There's a player playing his first game today, Timmy Dow, who'd be keen to get out there and have a swing.
No run there. Yeah, so you've got enough in the shed as far as firepower, you think? So you haven't got to take any particular strategy there?
No, I think they're very well-rounded side, actually.
Let's see what... So Matty Hallis can certainly get on with it too if he gets in the groove.
Yeah, Matt's just struggling to find his timing yet, but he will.
That's a clean hit straight. Just a single at the moment. Matty is fine in the middle of the bat, which is good to see. So, Abbott continuing here. Oh, well bowled. Just cramped Luke Neal for room there.
Yeah, very nice ball. He's bowled very well, actually. Kept the ball fairly tight around the stumps.
Now, we've got deep square leg and a deep mid wicket and a deep long on. It's a very leg side field. It's a little bit wide down leg side.
Yeah.
Lucky to get away with it. Oh no, umpire's calling wide. Change it up the right handed back on strike, which is not a bad thing. So we've had a bit of a... Oops. That's a great shot.
Nice on drive there. And it's a full.
So the 4 points there for Matty Hallis. And here we are from Smart Move Conveyancing. It's a nice shot there from Matt through mid wicket for 4. Been a bit of a development around the grounds there, Barry. Sorry. I said there's a bit of a development around the grounds.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wire Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Yeah, so just picking up on the Adacare Aztecs, they're 5 for 92. So just a couple of wickets gone down. Andre Odenall, the Zimbabwean import, has just been dismissed for a duck off 1. Aidan Watterson's continuing. He's 15 of 16 deliveries. We've got 5 for 92 of 13 points. Well, 14 overs. So Aztecs a little trouble there. Now continue, here's John Smacker. Short on the leg side, and Lukey Neal dispatches that quite nicely. 1 bounce into the Hastings Deering sign. Unfortunately, Matty, 1 bounce doesn't cut it. You need to hit it on the full, mate.
Right line, just a bit more elevation needed.
It's well dispatched, actually. He's just continuing to keep the pressure on the Robscan bowlers here.
Yeah, not the greatest of starts for John in his first ball.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Lukey Neal's 43 off 28, so he's actually really got on with his work here. Inside bottom edge through mid wicket. The boys are going to push for 2 here.
All right, all down and a very, very well run too.
As Kent was saying earlier, that these guys get about their business running between wickets as one of their assets, and we've certainly seen them do that in the rep scene in recent years, where they've compiled on totals with excellent running between wickets.
Yeah, Tony, it's a very big part of the game, and the boys are out there really going well at the moment.
sadly not one of the highlights of veterans cricket, though.
Certainly not. No, it's a standard joke that we can turn an easy 3 into a quick single. No questions at all.
And John just having to tighten up here a little bit.
Yeah, it's just pushing the veterans' barrow a bit there. We play in winter, bit cooler. We don't play in the heat of summer. We only play every fortnight. We have 12 in the team. One's always off having a rest, so it's a bit like touch football.
Long recovery times.
Oh, absolutely. We aid in the recovery side of things, so it's always a bit of fun.
That's
Nice ball, well pushed back past the bowler by Matt Harris for a single.
So it seems to me that obviously just at the moment Lukey Neal's taking on the aggressive part of this partnership, and Matty's happy enough just to rotate the strike. Smart batting.
Yes, nice batting as a pair.
Well bowled. That was a good line of length there from Smacker.
Yeah, Schmacker's just getting into his work.
Yeah, just trying to bring up John's figures here now. So he's there's a needed update. He's only got him at 1.1 overs. So hopefully we'll get this updated shortly. That was a good length there too. Squeezing the ball out into the covers for 1. So rotating the strike, rotating the scoreboard. So I've got 2 for 128. Hip pocket off 16 overs, or 15 overs, my apologies. So it'll be interesting to see. Looks like Tangles, Paul Tui's coming back on at the far end now.
Yes, Tangles went down in the field there a few overs ago. We thought he might have hurt his hip, but he's gone off and had a bit of rest. He's back on now again.
Just milking the penalty.
That's it, mate. Old head there, showing his maturity.
He just decided he needed a bit of a spell before he bowled again, probably. So obviously we got a bit of a change up in the keeping too. I didn't pick up until now with Rob Scan. Looks like Chris Gillum's out in the outfield. So Tangles has opted for just 1 in mid-wicket. Prevailing wind is heading in that direction. Fairly stiff cross breeze here, so he won't want to be too short. Going for a long on and a long off and a deep cover.
Oh, reverse sweep. I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah, it's a shot that they seem to be trying a lot these days, but not a lot of contact made out of them. I think there's a fairly low success rate at this point in time, but the guys are obviously developing their skills. It's a clean hit, straight down to long off. 1 bounce. Missed the opportunity to 1 hand, 1 bounce there.
Tangles being his usual economical self though. Prepared to concede a single, not a boundary. Certainly protecting the onside. He's got a right hander on strike now, moving the field across.
Yes, a bit of a change up. So he's got a deep extra cover, a deep mid off, a deep mid on, a deep mid wicket and a deep square. He's basically asking Matty if he's going to clean hit me, he's got to go over the fence.
And doing everything he can so they can't get under the ball.
Yeah, he's bowling further flat into the pitch, isn't he?
quicker ball he pushed through there. Got the left-hander back on strike now.
Oh, look, he's got all of that.
Very nice, yes, very nice. Got right on that, Luke Neal.
Yes, I think the left-handed slice worked in his favour there. The replay here from Smart Move Conveyancing sees Lukey just opening the face of the bat a little bit there and getting that bit of assistance he needed to get through under the football post. Worked in his favour. Solid boundary. There's not a lot on offer here for scoring, and he made the most of it.
It's a nice off drive though with the breeze.
Oh yes, delicate, and that's going to go all the way.
That's smart batting.
It's a great shot by Lukey Neal. Just working it around the corner there.
Got a ball which was possibly a bit over pitched and was able to get underneath it and push it down the leg side.
So I've got now 2 for 130. Just making sure the update's coming through.
Is that the end of the over?
Should be 16 overs gone. Sid Bardo's just looking at his watch there. So Matty Hallis on strike here. Lukey Neal 2 for 130. I've got Luke Neal on 48. But
Cooper Webster coming back on.
that can't be. Here's a 43. I'm just checking, doing the maths in my head here. He hit 2 boundaries there and he's on 43 before, so mine are taken as Lukey should be 50. Just shot from Matty working the square. Just picking up the single. Oh, solid shot, Luke Neal.
And that was just short outside off, pulled nicely for 6.
Yeah, Smart Move Conveyancing replay shows the ball going all the way. Solid cricket. I'm pretty confident Lukey Neal's got his 50 here now, but we just can't get the confirmation.
Yeah, there's been no cheering from the crowd yet, so they're not sure of it either. I'm sure his teammates would have clapped him if he'd got it.
I've got Lukey Neal on 62 of 37 now. The update's just come through at 2 for 145.
That's better.
It's a bit of a delay in updating there, but so far the batting card for
Another nice on drive.
Yes, the batting card from Hip Pocket was Blake Anderson 6, Gavin Steger 53, Luke Neal currently not out 62, and Matty Hallis not out 14. 145 of 16.2 overs. So they got a real opportunity to put a fair total on the board here, Ian?
Yes, I think the last game, that's a great juggle. I've seen better juggles, Clive Lloyd in particular, but that was a bounce between hands and chest and hands again. But a very nice catch there.
Yes, the replay here from Smart Move Conveyancing shows Kirtley playing it up to the crowd there a little bit with about 14 juggles, but held onto the ball in the end anyway and completed the catch. And Matty Hallis has to depart. Unfortunately for Matty, he was just starting to hit his straps. So
Going gone down swinging for the team, though. That's what the team need right now. Plenty of wickets in hand.
So 3 for 1, 4, 6. So still a very good platform. There's plenty of balls here, really. When we look at it, there's still another 3 overs to go. So there's an opportunity here to really push on to a total of 180 if the boys can put it all together. I just don't recognise this batsman. Ian, who's this?
I'll have that for you very quickly. Oh, this is our new player, the Englishman, Charlie Hodgson.
Okay.
Plays grade for Kent in England.
Okay. So is he an all-rounder or a bat?
Only arrived during the week, and
Okay.
We're still getting to know him.
Yeah, well played, Luke. And that's over. Unfortunately, we won't see the English import for another couple of deliveries. So, looking to update. So, we can do a quick update on the other game if you like.
Let's
Yeah.
go around the grounds for Live Wire Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Right, Adacare Aztecs are currently 6 for 1, 2, 1. So currently batting is Kieran Gibbs, who's not out on 1, and Aidan Watterson is 27 off 24, 6 for 1, 2, 1, 17 overs gone. So John Smacker's continuing from the far end.
Very nice ball, but pushed into the offside in the single. Which brings Charlie Hodgson, the English import, onto strike, so we'll see how he goes.
Oh, good bottom hand there, squeezing it through point. Hit it well in 4 runs.
This field gets 4.
His first runs on Australian soil. It went too bad, neither. Smart move, conveyancing, replay. Just sort of bottom square drive there. A bit of a bottom hand flick and away.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wire Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Well, so I got 348. That's going through. Looks very square of the wicket, this young batsman.
Okay.
Doesn't mind the ball out there wide. He seems to be quite comfortable. Now we see what Lukey Neal can do. There's a bit of a gap straight.
It's the stage where he's got to start pushing again and go harder.
Oh, played on.
And played on inside edge onto stumps.
Yeah, that ball just caught the bottom edge of the bat. Probably just didn't bounce quite as high as Lukey was aiming for, but
He sort of got caught in between, didn't he?
he did, I think. That brings the end of Lukey Neal's innings, which was a fantastic knock today, Luke. Just getting the final wrap up here for the update. Just seeing what I've got him at 65 or 41 balls. So
Fantastic captain's knock.
the new batsman for hip pocket. Any idea, Ian? I just haven't got him.
Yes, it's Tim Dow.
Tim Dow, is it? Okay.
This is Tim's first game in the Darling Downs Bush Bash, so he'll be keen to impress.
A clean hitter of the ball, Ian.
Very clean hitter of the ball. Used to have a very, very heavy bat, a 3-pound bat. But he's got a new bat this year and plays a lot of last man standing and those sorts of things and likes to hit the ball.
Yes, he dug a good delivery out there from John. He pitched that right up. I gather with John's haste back to his bowling mark, the boys might have a bit of a effort to keep on their bowling rate or over rate. Short and wide, it's gone through point there. Just a single. Brings the Englishman on strike. Oh, it's a bit of a shuffle around the field here at the moment. We've got Jem Ryan back on. It's a bit of a change up in the field here now with the change of bowler. So I've got 4 for 154. Playing a miss outside off stump. Dot ball. So the hip pocket, you happy with the team's performance so far, Ian?
Yeah, look, as defending champions, it's always hard to go back to back.
Oh,
but very happy with the way things have gone so far. And Tim Dow,
that is a great shot.
Drive with the breeze for 6 over the boundary square. Lovely shot.
He just opened his face there a bit, and the wind did the rest, didn't it? Like he just got enough on it.
Yep. He put it up there. The breeze went with it.
Oh, that's a good reply by Jim. Unfortunately,
I'll tell you what, that's unfortunate. Yeah, great comeback at the body, but Tim got enough on it to glance it down to fine leg for a 4.
Yes, the old cut him in half, and it certainly did that. It caught the inside edge, beat him, beat the keeper, beat fine leg.
It was the bowler's response.
So we'll see what happens now. Yes. Yep. Jim just letting him know he can get the ball up there. It's good to see young Quickie bang him in too.
Just shows that even in a T20 game of cricket, it's still the option there to bowl that short pitch delivery and let the batsman know he's alive.
Oh, without a doubt, Ian. I think the cricket's best to watch when the bowlers are have got a part to play, particularly a good quick dot ball there. I know from when I was playing, I didn't get a hell of a lot in my end of the pitch. I suppose that's one of the things you expect when you're opening the batting, but
yes, one of the better things in relation to veterans cricket, it's a gentleman's game. We don't bowl short.
Struck on the body there and just run through for the single. So Jim's just certainly giving the message there that runs don't come easy off him. So an updated score. I'm just waiting. I haven't got that through yet. So 4 for 165.
Off 19 with 1 over to go.
1 over to go. It's 4 for 165. So they'll be looking to go big here, the guys. 1 over to go.
And from a hip pocket Rockets point of view, Tim Dow's a handy person to have on strike at the moment. He will have a natural aggression to hit the ball.
And it's interesting they've left the responsibility of the last over up to Tangles.
And interestingly enough, both the bowler and the batsman are Metropolitan East cricketers from Toowoomba, so they're club players together.
Bit of state origin, mate against mate, state against state, eh?
Certainly mate against mate here, yes. Tangle certainly knows exactly what Timmy's going to intend to do.
No secrets. Well.
And that was a very well pitched up ball in at the pads through to the stumps and bowl.
So smart move conveyancing replay shows the delivery here from Paul. Yep, just the right length, just played over the top of it, crashing into the stumps. So Tim, obviously little choice in the last over, but to try and push the run rate.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wire Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Accommodate you there, Barry. Around the grounds, Adacare Aztecs 6 for 134, 19 overs. So currently Kieran Gibbs is in batting with Aidan Watterson. Aidan is now 31 off 28. Gibbs is 9 off 9.
And to the crease comes Hamel Shah.
Yes, arguably the biggest smile in Toowoomba cricket. Hamel Shah, happiest man around, and a great cricketer.
Loves the game of cricket.
Yeah, just a happy human being, isn't he? But typical from the guys from the subcontinent, they love this game. And can whack a ball. Oh, see Paul too, he's just really flattening out his trajectory here and bowling into the pads. He's rather cleverly actually.
He's just attacking the stumps, and that was a very good LBW appeal there, but not given not out.
So our Pommy import on strike. We'll see what he can do here. He hasn't got a lot to work with, only a couple of deliveries to go, but showing signs of hitting the ball cleanly. I'd be disappointed with that.
A rather fortunate full toss not put away there.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they're not that easy to get hold of neither. Yes, he's got it away. Quick single on.
Very nice
Hamill's
shot square and scrambled through for a quick single.
Is yes, so just through for the single. 5 for 167. So I've got 2 deliveries to go, so he's down to square leg. They'll just get through the one.
Mal had a good go at it, but more of an inside edge.
Yes, looking for the second there, but a bit cheekily. Look at the last delivery. Oh, it's gone into covers. The guys who got single.
That's a very, very well bowled over by Paul Tui there.
So it appears the Robscan Knight Riders are going to need 170 by my calculations, is it? Yes, so Robscan are going to need 170. The completion of the innings, 5 for 169. Hip Pocket Rockets. So in a bit of a summary.
Yeah, look, I think that was a solid performance. Probably maybe 10 runs short, based on how they were going through, but that's a very competitive total and certainly something that the Hip Pocket Rockets can defend. Sean McCarthy and Luke and the boys there, they've got a very good all-round bowling lineup, so it'll be an interesting game. We're set for a very interesting game of cricket.
Yeah, I've got to agree. If you're scoring 170 in most T20 games, you're going to win more than you lose. So one would think that yes, the hip pocket Rockets have got a very good bowling attack. The Rob Scan, Night Riders, they're going to come out strong. They always do. Chris Gillam leads the way with a pretty aggressive batting. But we'll see, obviously, the second innings in due course.
I think.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632-8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
Smart Move Conveyancing have been helping people make their property dreams come true for over 25 years. With Smart Move, our specialised team will handle your property transaction from contract signing through to settlement and celebration. They are Toowoomba's digital conveyancing service with a personal approach. With some of the region's most experienced conveyancing managers, our team have seen it all, so you can be assured of a stress-free experience. Get your quote today and let's make your property dream a reality. Search Smart Move Conveyancing to find out more.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Catch up on all the latest news, sport and entertainment from around the region on Toowoomba's own online television station, PTV Channel O, home of the TRL Footy Show. Find us at ptvchannelo.com or take us with you by downloading the PTV Channel O app. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.ptvchannelo.com.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632-8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
Smart Move Conveyancing have been helping people make their property dreams come true for over 25 years. With Smart Move, our specialised team will handle your property transaction from contract signing through to settlement and celebration. They are Toowoomba's digital conveyancing service with a personal approach. With some of the region's most experienced conveyancing managers, our team have seen it all, so you can be assured of a stress-free experience. Get your quote today and let's make your property dream a reality. Search Smart Move Conveyancing to find out more.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Catch up on all the latest news, sport and entertainment from around the region on Toowoomba's own online television station, PTV Channel O, home of the TRL Footy Show. Find us at ptvchannelo.com or take us with you by downloading the PTV Channel O app. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.ptvchannelo.com.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632 8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
Smart Move Conveyancing have been helping people make their property dreams come true for over 25 years. With Smart Move, our specialised team will handle your property transaction from contract signing through to settlement and celebration. They are Toowoomba's digital conveyancing service with a personal approach. With some of the region's most experienced conveyancing managers, our team have seen it all, so you can be assured of a stress-free experience. Get your quote today and let's make your property dream a reality. Search Smart Move Conveyancing to find out more.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Catch up on all the latest news, sport and entertainment from around the region on Toowoomba's own online television station, PTV Channel O, home of the TRL Footy Show. Find us at ptvchannelo.com or take us with you by downloading the PTV Channel O app. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.ptvchannelo.com.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632 8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
Smart Move Conveyancing have been helping people make their property dreams come true for over 25 years. With Smart Move, our specialised team will handle your property transaction from contract signing through to settlement and celebration. They are Toowoomba's digital conveyancing service with a personal approach. With some of the region's most experienced conveyancing managers, our team have seen it all, so you can be assured of a stress-free experience. Get your quote today and let's make your property dream a reality. Search Smart Move Conveyancing to find out more.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632 8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
DDBBL is a locally owned family business that supplies and hires out healthcare equipment and mobility aids all across the Darling Downs, Lockyer Valley, Ipswich and Western Queensland regions. They supply to DVA, NDIS and various other government programs, as well as supply hospital and nursing home equipment. If you have specific needs, they also handle custom and specialised wheelchairs and equipment to suit individual requirements. To find out more about how they can support you, contact AdaCare via their website at www.adacare.com.au or phone 1300 133 120.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Live Wired Electrical was established in 2006 by Toowoomba born and raised owners Nick Payne and Grant Speece. Over the past 15 years, Live Wired Electrical has grown to be one of the largest and most esteemed electrical companies, servicing Toowoomba and the surrounding areas. Whether it's domestic, commercial or industrial works, no job is too big or too small. Live Wired Electrical and its owners place a high value in supporting our local community, its people and its businesses. For all inquiries, please contact our team on 07 4634 4944 or check out the website at livewiredelectrical.com.au.
Catch up on all the latest news, sport and entertainment from around the region on Toowoomba's own online television station, PTV Channel O, home of the TRL Footy Show. Find us at ptvchannelo.com or take us with you by downloading the PTV Channel O app. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.ptvchannelo.com.
Whether you're a classic...
DDBBL is a locally owned family business that supplies and hires out healthcare equipment and mobility aids all across the Darling Downs, Lockyer Valley, Ipswich and Western Queensland regions. They supply to DVA, NDIS and various other government programs, as well as supply hospital and nursing home equipment. If you have specific needs, they also handle custom and specialised wheelchairs and equipment to suit individual requirements. To find out more about how they can support you, contact AdaCare via their website at www.adacare.com.au or phone 1300 133 120.
Power FM is
off. Joining me in the comm box, I've got the esteemed Graham Strang of Hip Pocket Rockets. Graham, welcome to the commentary.
Thank you for esteemed.
Yeah, I was looking for adjectives. I think the description is, and esteemed is what I came up with.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Excellent. What's been happening, Graham?
I don't know, the usual. Probably good day to be down. Oh, there
Bang,
we go.
ball
Bang.
in the air, man on the boundary, and over.
And over. Well, watching Hamim get hit for 6, that's what's happening so far. That's a warmer day for cricket than it was last week.
Sure is. Shah coming in, easy single there to the Rob Scan batters. We've got Chris Gillam currently batting. Chris Gillam, fairly prolific run scorer at this level, and opening with him is Harry Micklejohn. Alright Graham, how do you, none for 8 in the second over, how do you rate the chances of the Rockets in this game?
Well, I think our score's pretty par. I guessed 160, 170. I think we know what Shah's going to give us. We know what Sean's going to give us. It's going to be a couple of our part-timers. If they come off, well, otherwise we could be chasing a lot of ball.
Yep. Little dummy at cover there.
Yep, absolutely. Comes down to good communication in the field.
Mm-hmm. So you think part score? I would have thought 169 on this wicket, knowing that the wicket over the road is probably the better wicket because it's an older established one. I would have thought 169 would be a very... you would have been happy with that as a total. Is that Cheatley on the boundary down there? Number 43?
Oh, your eyes are better than mine.
I think that's Chaz Cheatley down on the boundary there, letting that one through.
Yeah, I think I sort of guessed that way, just with the wind. Anyone hitting to this eastern side, just even top edges were just bonk, 6.
Yep. Yeah, you got to question the people that set the fields out each morning. What goes through their mind when they set up these fields?
Yeah, what was going through your mind?
Runs. Putting on a good show. I think that should be a match-winning score.
That's why I was saying a couple of our part-time bowlers, they're the ones that I think that'll be the...
I think if Sean McCarthy delivers what Sean McCarthy delivers regularly and goes for less than 5 runs and over, I think that goes a long way to putting enough pressure on the other 16 overs.
And Mr. Gillam, that's probably that's the Gillam and McCarthy show again. If they both do what they both do best, we're in for one hell of a game.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately for Rob Scan so far, if Gillam doesn't fire, that pretty much cruels their innings, doesn't it?
It does.
I hope it's different today. I'm sure you probably feel otherwise, but
it's a pretty good guess. We're pretty happy. A couple of our lesser lights in the last couple of weeks have helped us get off to those good starts, which has been all part of our plan, or which I suppose you would call it.
There was all action there with Gab Steger this afternoon, throwing bats and hitting umpires and...
Absolutely, the 2 good bat throws. We haven't checked his grip yet, but we might want to shout him a new one. I think.
He reckons he left half a grip out here. While I've got the opportunity, I've been requested to give a shout out to Eve, Gabrielle and Kelly. Hello family out there tuning in to PTV Channel O, their coverage of the DDBBL this afternoon.
I think if anyone can give a shout out to their family, I think you can.
My long-suffering family, coping with my cricket addiction 7 days a week now. So
you wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
No, it's a pretty cool lifestyle, isn't it?
Wish I could do more of it.
Got to give credit to the ground staff here. Considering they've had a lot of football on these 2 grounds, the outfield's in pretty good condition. this pitch, still being a relatively new pitch compared to where it was a few years ago, has come a long way. Gillen climbs into that one a little bit more. But still only a single.
And we've got our English import playing today.
Yes, what's the young man's name?
Charlie.
Charlie what?
That's a good question. No, I can't quite remember, to be honest.
Excellent. And how'd Charlie go with the stick?
Not too bad for a first hit after being off the plane for only a couple of days. I think he's doing all right.
Yep. Runs wise?
I have to go and look at my cricket. Runs wise, 7 off 5.
At this stage, it looks as though the Night Riders are none for 15 off 3 overs, chasing Hip Pockets 169.
You'd think that going on the run rate side of things, that we're not going to be able to muck around too long.
Change of bowling here. Young Matt Hallis coming on to bowl to Chris Gillen. Matt Hallis sporting one of the world's worst moustaches.
Yes.
Making his parents
I
proud.
think we all agree with that.
I've always said Matt Hallis to be one of the quickest bowlers in Toowoomba cricket. Speed is definitely there, just coming from 5'5". Not quite as scary as if Jem Ryan's sending it down from where he sends it down from. But
Yeah.
I think that filthy moustache probably makes up for his lack of height.
Absolutely.
And Chris Gillen humbly accepts the short ball.
And does what Chris Gillen does best and probably deposits it into the tent. So where is our Hastings Deering sign?
Hastings Deering sign is over at Cow at the moment.
Okay.
$500 cash, should anyone choose to take that on. Hit that on the full. Hallis coming back in, trying to provide an answer to Gillen. And Gillen, looking for the same result, doesn't quite get it there.
No.
Graham, I've just been handed the blessed gold caps, the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL gold cap, sponsored by PTV, Channel O and Power FM. These are for the leading wicket taker and leading run scorer in the competition. At the moment, Alex Welsh will wear the gold cap this evening for the Grammar Blazers. Runs-wise, we'll have a few contenders there. Peter Vanderkooij is batting at the moment. Luke Neal, how many did he score today? He'd have to be.
He got 63 today.
Yeah, so he'd have to. He'd probably be the gold cap. Someone needs to run one out to him.
For some very clean hitting.
Graham, you should probably get a cap out to him ASAP. He's just here.
And that means I have to get on my chair, take my headset off.
That's all right. Your words are not that valued. Wicket there to Matt Hallis. Probably not the best ball he'll ever bowl. Smart move conveyancing replay here, Graham.
Absolutely.
Wide and full.
Wide
Harry
and full.
Micklejohn.
Probably front foot went straight down the middle of the wicket and had a... And that's that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Harry could have got his foot to that ball out there anyhow, but I'm sure Hip Pocket will gladly accept the wicket.
Look, we're not going to complain, are we?
You don't draw pictures, do you?
Nope.
Umpire Barton seems to have recovered from his earlier run-in with the Gav Steger straight drive.
I'll give him points. He didn't rub it when he got hit either. He just...
He would have laughed it off, Barto. He's a pretty cool and calm customer.
It's all right. I think all of us sitting over there ended up feeling it for him.
Been a fair bit of carnage thus far. Young Chaz Cheatley wore a drive off Gav Steger in the warm-up.
Yeah, he's going to know about that tomorrow.
Yep. Currently 1 for 21 off 3.3 overs.
1 for
1 for 23 off
3.5.
Another easy wicket for Hallis.
And a very similar delivery.
Slightly shorter that time. I'm wondering if that was Cooper Webster batting then. I'm not sure.
I can't see the number. I'll see if it's going to update for me.
Matt Hallis will come back next over on a hat-trick. I assume Captain Sean McCarthy will give him a follow-up over, considering he's got 2 wickets.
Sean was captain last year. It's now Luke.
Ah!
But close.
Well, considering he's won that one, Sean McCarthy should still be the captain then. No, so Sean chose not to captain this year, so that's why Luke is in the role. Pretty handy having Sean on board as a senior member of your team, though. Tom Healy. Tom Healy comes and goes. Two for 23 off 4 overs. Probably not the start Rob Scan were looking for. Let's say advantage hip pocket at the moment.
Yeah, and with Chris doing most of the damage, we haven't scored 20 of those 23 runs.
This will be interesting if Gillam's going to back himself to go at this target right now versus Sean McCarthy, who's probably historically the best bowler in the competition.
That was your fault, that wide.
Every time I talk someone up, they...
It's all right. One of our assistant coach, Peter Donovan, started discussing a player being 2 runs from 50 and all of a sudden got howled down. We had to explain why.
Sean McCarthy to Chris Gillam. Gillam respects. Trying to get a check on who's batting with Chris Gillam there. Might be Curtly Nielsen, I think. McCarthy coming in again. Classic Lego man running style. Gillam just pushes that down the ground for the easiest of 4s. That wasn't a bad delivery either. Two for 28 off 4.3. Chris Gillam prowling around like a caged panther there, ready to pounce. Wind just getting up down here at Gatton. My cricket not updating properly either. Gillam just nudges one back to mid-on. Realistically, even though he hit the boundary last ball, 2 balls ago, only 4 off 4 balls so far this over. So points so far for Sean McCarthy in this over. This is probably the battle of the 2 best players in the DDBBL over the last few seasons, isn't it?
I think.
Matt Hallis, sharp. So the prize this year for the leading run scorer and wicket taker, I assume would be another weekend on the houseboat with Jeff Roberts. Is that correct? A weekend with Jeff, Barry? A rare pleasure for those who don't know Jeff. Gillam tries to hit through the line of that ball. And another dot ball, 4 off the over. That's pretty well bowled by Sean McCarthy.
It is beautifully bowled.
Okay, 1 ball left. I've jumped the gun. So this is imperative for the Knight Riders here. If they don't win this game, that's pretty much tournament over, none from 3 for them. So they really need to get their tournament started here. And Gillam goes hard at this, ball's in the air, 6 runs.
Yeah, shot.
What a battle. And smart move conveyed. conveyancing replay here. Gillen just steps forward, gently lifts that over mid-on for the easiest of sixes.
Yep.
Tell you what, he hits the ball clean. He hit a six earlier today, just clipped it off his toes and went about 15 metres over the boundary.
So that gives him 30 of the 34 runs that Rob Scan have scored, and Sean's finished his 3 overs, and he's still gone for 10 off that over and still only conceded 14.
That's what Sean McCarthy does. All right, hat-trick ball for Matt Hallis. Here's one for all the filthy nose out there. Hallis running into... Oh! No hat-trick there.
I'll go out and come back in. See if we'll update us to...
I'm just going to call him Curtly Nielsen.
Yep, and I think you're right.
Hallis, yet again, bowling at good pace.
Yep. He just surprises people, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Skids on, gets there before you expect. Too busy looking into that delicious moustache to recognise that the ball's coming through at a reasonable pace. I'll just throw a question over to Barry here. Barry, did you ever rock a moustache yourself? A bearded Barry. Graham, you ever a moustache wearer?
Tried it for one Movember a few years ago, and my wife basically said never ever again.
Hallis looking
and
gets him.
Absolutely. Isn't he in the game at the moment?
That is a sharp piece of work. So this is an interesting point of the game where Matt Hallis has taken 2 wickets, affected a run out by himself, direct hit. When it comes to picking players of the match and decisive moments, you know, he's removed the top order of the Knight Riders by himself. Yet, possibly one of my greatest frustrations in cricket is the player that scores the 60 or 70 runs will get the player of the match. Whereas I think Matt Hallis has probably finished this match off here and now by himself. So not disagreeing with me, Graham, just processing that?
Processing a response to that one, and I actually have to agree with you because it is pivotal moments, isn't it?
Pivotal moments, and everyone backs a batsman. The poor old bowlers of the world never get a good break.
So what was your role in cricket?
Hey, I was a batting off spinner.
You are such a liar. You weren't an angry fast bowler whatsoever, were you?
I know I was angry. It might have been terribly quick, but I was angry.
My cricket forgets itself as usual.
Curtly Nielsen run out, and a tall person has come into bat.
Absolutely.
We'll work out who that is soon. Gillen going hard at Matt Hallis.
That would have been game there.
Yeah, one thinks that if they can rock and roll Chris Gillen here, it is game, set and match. I think we're virtually at match point, and Gillen is the Roger Federer-like figure.
Absolutely.
Trying to fend off defeat.
And he retired too.
He did, and
I was very sad.
Very sad, but it comes a time, doesn't it? It's probably better off getting out of it now while he can, as opposed to having his game slide.
Yep, I just loved his professionalism. It was very rare that he was ever less than astute.
I did see Rafa Nadal issued a farewell, and
could you get 2 more polar opposite tennis players?
Well, yeah, different styles, but
That's what I mean.
absolute gentleman in what Rafa said. You know that most people want to see the back of Roger Federer. Rafa, you know, sad to see him go, and thanked him for being a part of his career and having such great battles. So a very, very, when you have one-on-one confrontations, 2 guys that have a lot of respect for each other, that was a fitting farewell, I thought. Anyhow, enough of the niceties. 3 for 34 off 6 overs. Power play done, and gone for less than 6 and over. So,
and I cannot tell you who's bowling.
Number 120 by the looks of it. This isn't Charlie, is it?
Could be. bowl, mediums. Well, I have seen some footage of him in the nets. He looks okay.
This is potentially Charlie from Cambridge, near Cambridge in England.
I think you are right.
Blonde-haired character. Charlie still doesn't have a surname. Graham trying to research that for us now. Yeah, I heard someone say, "Come on, Charlie." So we're on the right track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Graham, see if you can get us a surname of said Charlie. Still haven't run that gold cap out to Luke Neal either, disappointingly. Charlie charging in, bustling medium pace.
I think it's Hodgson.
Hodgson?
Hodgson. Let's go with Hodgson.
And where he resides in England, is that Hodgson Vale?
Would not have a clue after that. That's about as my extent of my knowledge.
I'm running with Hodgson Vale.
Yep.
Find himself a nice little home to the south of Toowoomba. Charlie bowling back of the length outside of off stump.
Cut neatly.
Neatly through the gap.
Hope he doesn't bowl too many more of those. Although Matt got 2 wickets for that ball.
Yep. Gillum currently on 42 out of 38 hip pocket runs. Charlie Hodgson coming in again. Gillum lifting that over.
Yep.
Another easy 4 runs for him. This might be a pretty quick spell for Charlie Hodgson if it keeps going this way.
If you bowl that length to Mr. Gillum, it's going to be a very short day. Or long day, depending on who you are.
The hip pocket Rockets might fall foul of the umpires again for a slow over rate if they have to keep chasing balls into paddocks.
Fine.
Hodgson coming into Gillum. Just takes the easy single there. One of the great disappointments of my of cricket at the moment is watching young seam bowlers run in that don't seem to understand that you just run like a runner to the wicket. They seem to think they have to do strange things with their arms.
But I think that is sport in general. They've all got to look like the next big thing, be doing something different.
Tall left-hander batting here today. That is most definitely not Nathan Sazolka batting. Is that Jem Ryan? I'm going to go with Jem Ryan. I've got 95% surety that's Jem Ryan. Don't even bother, Graham. Run with me. Jem Ryan in batting.
Well, he's possibly outside of
his brother Samson.
The tallest guy here. Oh, go on, Zach might be.
So Jem launched some bombs over the other side this morning. Hit 3 6s in 1 over. Just tapped them up into the breeze and
away they went.
Did it quite easily.
Bit like Timmy's 6 that he hit this afternoon. Went up and the breeze just took it over nicely.
Hamal Shah back into the attack. Fairly economical first over. I think went for 3 runs. Shouldn't be long until we see Blake Anderson come into the bowling attack.
Blakey.
Number 104, Blake with the sliding off spin.
Yeah.
Be mad not to, really.
You'll get a couple today. Be interesting to see if any of our younger guys can run today, with young Regan or Chaz.
Hamal Shah ready to come into Chris Gillum. Gillum's really got to think about, he's a third of the way through the innings now, 44 runs. This isn't going to win the game. Unfortunately, for Rob Scan, they've got to elevate their run scoring right now. Otherwise, this is going to slide way too far.
If they're going to win this, he's got to score them, probably 100 of them.
Yep. Short boundary straight. I think that's the way forward. Gillum smacks one straight. Blake Anderson gets down to it, only 1 run. All right, this could be interesting. Big Jem on strike. Jem likes taking on the off spinners. Similar scenarios, hitting to the same part of the field as this morning. Same sort of breeze. Left-hander just Popping it into the breeze on the leg side. Could easily launch a few sixes here. Amal Shah coming around the wicket. Once again, just delaying the over. Hopefully the hip pocket rockets don't fall shy of the umpires again.
Ah, they'll be fine. No, what you're talking about.
You would have thought they'd learned their lesson last week. Shah spears it in. Single to Jem Ryan. One of the great characters of the game, Hamal Shah.
Absolutely, makes me laugh a lot.
Came to Australia a few years ago, has really embraced the Australian way of life, loves being part of the community, really enthusiastic cricketer, and people enjoy playing alongside of him. Lives for his cricket, lives for his family. Good solid character. Amal?
And loves his cricket too.
Sure does. Just going around the wicket to slow this over down again.
I was amused when he went out to bat. His coach said, "Now just knock it round, just get singles." And all I could think to myself was, he's not going to do that.
You never say that to Matt Hallis or Hamal Shah.
Because all they would have heard is ha ha ha.
All they hear is hit six. Oh, Gillen launched that in the air. Shah takes control of it and pouches the catch.
Sorry, but yeah.
That's all right, Paddy Borton. You just calm down. Smart move conveyancing replay, Graham.
Absolutely.
Gillen goes hard at the ball.
And that
Shah owns it.
Wouldn't have been a simple catch either, swirling in the breeze.
Made it look easy, the great man.
Absolutely, nothing like a Matt Burton bomb.
So 4 for 46 off 8 overs. Situation actually looking pretty dire for Rob Scan.
Long road now, I think.
So if things go the way things should go here, I'm not calling it early, but if you guys go 2 from 2, have to be happy with that for a position, Graham.
No, not bad for being the weakest team in the comp.
What makes you guys the weakest team in the comp?
Certain radio program discussing our skill and abilities and named us as the weakest top. We're actually looking forward to going on there and discussing that with them.
Excellent, excellent.
Waiting for the invite, fellas.
I'll just give a shout out to said radio program, and Graham is more than keen to come and have a chat by the looks of it. All right, I believe this would be Tully Wilson into bat. Not too many people with the man bun out there. So
absolutely, I think you're right on that one too. You've been pretty much on track today.
They don't call me the commissioner for nothing, Graham. I'm on my game today. Do you reckon you could possibly get the hamsters to move the wheels quick enough to get us update on the other ground?
I'll talk to the hamsters and see what they're up to at the moment. So in the live wire Lightning versus the Adacare Aztecs.
Hold on a second. Woo, Barry, hit it.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wired Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Graham.
Okay. Adacare Advex versus the Live Wire Lightning in the Adacare Aztecs put on 8 for 144. With Aidan Watterson making 37 and Chris Wilson making 26. In reply, Councillor Chris, in reply, Live Wire Lightning 2 for 48 in the 7th.
2 for 48 in the 7th.
Yep.
So 100 required of 13 or so.
Yep, with Tom Sipple on 22 and Sam Neal on 9.
There we go. And a wicket falls here. Tully Wilson caught behind off Luke Neal. A little pat on the buttocks. Smart move conveyancing. Replay here. Luke Neal storming in. Tully trying to guide it down, and unfortunately getting a little edge on it. Doesn't look like Tully Wilson is overly happy with that result.
No, but there's been a lot of times I haven't overly happily been given out either when I was probably pretty well out. For some reason my cricket's got to go back out and go again to get all the right figures. There you go.
5 for 48 of 8.3.
And Brandon Walker's having a good day with the gloves. 3 catches so far.
And none of them terribly difficult.
No, just how us wicket keepers like it.
Wicket keepers, you're an interesting breed, aren't you?
Yep.
So, becoming a wicket keeper, run me through it, Graham, where you're just not good enough to bowl pace, not good enough to bowl spin, so you decided to try and catch things with an unfair advantage. Is that how it goes?
Look, when I started cricket in year 7, I was fine, and I didn't worry about wicket keeping until I got to about grade 9, and then my coach realised I couldn't throw, so therefore I became a wicket keeper. That was my choice. I wasn't asked, I wasn't suggested. That was my job.
And I do love how wicket keepers really make it to be a craft. You know, there's bowling a wrong and where you've got to turn your body inside out, invert your wrist, and do all sorts of things. Running in, bowling fast for a day, that's torture on the body. You people just have to catch things with oversized mitts and you carry on like your Jedi Knights.
Did you ever volunteer to wicket keep?
Oh, I had a go. I found it rather interesting and simple.
Well, if you fast bowlers are doing your job, it is interesting and simple.
I always like to keep it interesting for my wicket keeping friends and throw a few down leg side and moving away from the keeper just to keep them in the game, just like that one from Luke Neal.
So in translation, you're bowling rubbish down the leg side and we have to clean up your mess. Yes, yes.
Ah, so you're like the janitors of the cricket world, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
But if we miss
No
one
disrespect to the janitors out there, by the way.
But if we miss that rubbish down the leg side and it goes for 4, you then grumble at us. That we
No,
should have got something on it.
as long as it isn't a wide and just goes onto the buys, couldn't care less. Good over there from Luke Neal.
Absolutely. We're definitely running out through the rovers now trying to make sure that we're on time.
That's a good idea. Hamal Shah looking to bowl another over here. He's probably peaked out at his weight now. He's probably got himself up to a full 55 kilos. Turned up here at probably weighing 35 kilos, being all knees when he arrived in Australia. But obviously married life agrees with him now, and he's bulked up a little bit.
Married life agrees with all of us, doesn't it?
Sure does. Look at Blake Anderson here. He's enjoying married life just like the rest of us.
Absolutely. If you find one that can cook, you're in business.
Shah to Jem Ryan. It's just a single there. Isn't it interesting, the modern day fields not even bothering with an infielder on the leg side now?
Just happy to give one.
Yep.
Whereas probably go back to you and I, when I was a bit younger, we'd have a coach up our ribs going, "What are you doing?"
Shah.
But even the change in
Is that
cricket,
Webster batting?
I think you are right as well.
I'm probably right again, Graham. Let's just assume so.
Let's just assume that you are more than likely right.
I did pick Tom Healy for Cooper Webster earlier. Ryan just chipping off the toes, looking for 2. Will he take on Regan Libke? No, he won't. Regan Libke has a handy knack of taking the odd
Specky.
snare and or decent run out.
Boy can field, can't he?
Now Kamal lighting that up.
Inviting them to have a go.
So it's been a little bit of the West show here earlier, but now we've got Shah and Webster from the University Club in Toowoomba bowling to each other. Shah bowling to Webster. Happy to give away the single into leg side again. Shah darts it in, Webster back foot drive, no runs there. Tell you what, wouldn't it be great to win the leading wickets, leading runs and get to spend the weekend on the houseboat with Jeff?
I'd take a week on the houseboat with Jeff at the moment. Sounds pretty peaceful, really.
Easy runs there for Cooper Webster. Just dabs it down through fine leg. 4 runs. Touch of class about that shot.
Yeah, but why take 9 people when you can take Jeff?
Taking 9 people with you, so that's 10. So basically, you take your teammates from your franchise, except for the few that you didn't like. So Graham, if you were in the hip pockets lineup and you won the most runs, let's assume, because you're a wicket keeper and you're not good enough to bowl. So let's assume you win most runs.
Yep.
Who wouldn't you take?
Well, that's a tough one. Depends. Who are going to be the loudest snorers of all of them?
I reckon Steger and Anderson would be snorers.
Because I know I'm a snorer, so there's only one decent snorer allowed on the boat.
Well, that's well bowled from... I thought that was relatively close to the stumps, to be honest, but...
As my Cricket 22 game says, that looked like a fairly legitimate delivery.
Still playing computer games? What age are you?
Going on 12, 45-ish.
Luke Neal storming in with his big frame. Slower ball. Jem Ryan almost breaks his hands. Single down to long on.
Yep. Yeah, looking at the run rate worm and graph on the My Cricket, it's definitely going the wrong way.
Cooper Webster single down to fine leg.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Tony Anderson just returning with a packet of chips and a solo.
Well, I've heard of worse ideas.
Jem Ryan looking to get that one away, but thick inside edge to the deep man out on square. I say 60. My Cricket says 57. I don't care.
No, My Cricket is saying 60, so it is agreeing with you.
My Cricket would do well to keep up with me. Luke Neal storming in again. Efficient run up. Cooper Webster obviously knowing that there's rain coming. Just locking the ball back down the track when they need 10 and over.
You are right, you do need 10 and over. That one got away from Lukey a little bit. Whoop, confusion. Ooh, nope. In the end, a wide. Good to see plenty of chat still in the field. And drop catch, unfortunately. And I do think that was young Charlie.
Sorry?
I do think that was Charlie.
Jem Ryan advancing down the wicket. Doesn't get a huge slice of that. Just drags it back down the wicket to the deep man for a single.
Which ends the over.
I'm looking at 5 for 63 off 11 overs, Graham.
And My Cricket says the same thing. With Jem on 6 and Cooper on 7.
Looks like Blake Anderson
Going to roll.
going to have a roll with the ball.
I do want to happen with our manager. He did promise to bring me a can of Coke before. And
Well, maybe you could take Matt Hallis here off and replace him in the field, get him to go get you a Coke. As a team owner, that's probably your right to decide on those things.
do think my captain might throw a rock at me if I did that.
That'd be pretty foolhardy. Oh, Jem Ryan hitting with the breeze. This is what he does well. 6 runs to Jem.
Yeah.
Much needed uplift to the run rate there.
Captain and bowler having a discussion.
Luke Neal confident that they'll get Jem Ryan out. Punches one down the ground. Matt Hallis just jumping in front of Luke Neal there.
Making sure the captain doesn't have to work too hard.
That's it.
Although I might have to get Matt a black hat with a Rockets logo on it.
Well, owning hip pocket workwear, I would have thought that a man of your considerable skills could get him a black or a red floppy hat.
Red one, that's a good one.
I see that the Valley Raptors have such technology for their people. They're rocking the blue floppy hats.
I didn't have any requests for any. I just noticed it.
Well, oh, ball in the air. Webster chips in the air. Luke Neal under it and hangs onto the catch.
Absolutely.
Smart move conveyancing replay. Graham Anderson just flattens that ball out.
Yep.
Webster gets too far underneath it, and Luke Neal puts a little mayo on there.
Accepts it graciously.
Here he is.
Ah, your name was Mud for a while there.
I got talking with him, mate.
You got talking, Remo? Never.
Ian, as the manager of the Hip Pocket Rockets at the end of the over, would you please be able to run the yellow cap out to Luke Neal to wear at the end of this over?
As the leading run scorer.
The yellow
at
cap
this moment.
denotes leading run scorer or wicket taker. At this stage, I think Luke Neal would be the leading run scorer, with Alex Welsh of the Grammar Blazers being the leading wicket taker.
We talk the man of the match side of things, and Luke now with a wicket, a catch, and a 60-odd has.
It's interesting, isn't it? I still think Matt Hallis shut the game down.
Absolutely. But if you read the scoreboard,
You know who gets less recognition than bowlers?
wicket keepers.
Wicket keepers.
Absolutely. We make you all look good.
I think this might be Dan Robinson coming into bat. So you'll find I'm pretty accurate with what I do. Down the ground, Hallis gets under it. Drops a sharp chance, 1 run. I think Matt Hallis probably lost that in his moustache.
Hard on the moustaches today.
Well, a little bit of breeze gets the moustache up into the eye line.
So I wonder who would be, if you're talking moustaches, who in the DDBBL is rocking a stouche?
Ian Ream is running the gold cup out to Luke Neal. Now that's a manager. Exceptional job from Ian Reamers.
And good thing about the Hip Pocket Rockets, there's no point sledging us because we sledge ourselves more than anyone else.
The red rocket cap comes and joins us on the commentary desk.
With the 3DR.
It could be for anything with an R. Even during the season, Ian.
And it's powered by.
Powered by Hip Pocket Workwear. All right, Luke Neal charging in from the light tower end. He's a big man, Luke Neal, unleashes the ball with ferocious pace.
And it didn't bounce. So we have a no ball. No ball for...
No ball.
What did we have a no ball for?
I'd probably say with that powerful run up he overstepped.
No, the no ball came from Maybe we had one too many out.
Must have been a chuck. Dan Robinson turns that no ball into another single. Unfortunately, singles are just not enough at the moment, are they?
No. They need 99 runs from 7 overs. No, 8 overs. Sorry. Shot.
Ryan smashes that straight down the ground. I think that might be 6. Nope, 4
Nope,
runs.
4.
My cricket says 71, I say 77. Let's see who wins.
For some reason, we just got to keep updating them. There we go, 78.
My cricket.
18 for Ryan, 2 for Mr. Robinson.
Slower ball from Luke Neal off cutter. Ryan just hammers it down the ground, slides it through the gap in the fielder's knees. 4 runs there. Team owner Graham Strang not amused.
No. Should have been a lot of body behind that, but anyway.
Could have just laid down and let it hit him, couldn't he?
You'd think if there was a bit more commitment, he probably should have.
Have to get that young man's number and find out who it was. Good save in the outfield,
Save,
but
yep.
still 2 runs. Regan Lidke doing a fine job out there. Barry, would we be able to get Jeff's houseboat onto Lake Ennand and just cruise around Lake Ennand for the weekend?
Yeah, that would be funny.
You'd have to talk to Jeff about that. I don't think so.
I'd just like to see that whole operation take place.
The Love Boat.
I used to watch that with my mother.
You know, there's a reality TV version of it coming up very shortly. Dan Robinson chips for 1. Regan Lebecki patrolling the boundary out there. No, it wasn't Regan. It was
Charlie, I think.
the mysterious Charlie from Hodgson Vale. Over completed. 6 for 86 after 13 overs. 7 overs, around about 84 runs to get off 7 overs. It's a big hill to climb here now for the Robscan Knight Riders.
You want to do it around the grounds?
Hold on. Cue him, Barry.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wired Electrical on PTV Channel O.
And around the grounds with the other game in play at the moment with the Live Wire Lightning versus the Adacare Aztecs. Chasing 144, they're 2 for 106 in the 13th. Sam Neal on 53 and Tom Sippel on 34. Looks like they've got that game fairly well in hand.
Yep, and so did Robscan against Grumman last week.
Absolutely.
Until there was a capitulation, so it all looks as though it's going to plan for Live Wire over there, but
Cricket
who
is
knows?
a funny game.
Sure is, Graham. Sure is. Luke Neal looking resplendent in the gold cap.
Absolutely.
Anderson.
See, that's what I mean. You bowl me that rubbish as a keeper, I'm just going to stare at you.
Well, in the end, you got the oversized mittens on, so why can't you catch it? You're wearing pads, you're wearing oversized mittens and a helmet. It shouldn't be that hard, Graham.
There's 3 or 4 wicket keepers waiting in the car park for you.
That's all right. They're probably not coordinated enough to beat me up. Single to Dan Robinson.
Which brings our score to 6 for 90.
6 for 90.
They need another 80 runs from the next 6.4 overs. And that will help it if you bowl that.
Jim Ryan's what's it away? Down behind square leg for an easy 4 runs.
With disdain, as they say.
So do you do much cooking around the house, Graham?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. What's the go-to dish?
Well, if you ask my 3-year-old, as long as I serve
Nuggets.
No, sausage, pasta and cheese, she's happy to go.
What about the grown-ups? You make grown-up food, Graham?
Grown-ups?
No, you've got nothing.
I'm the burgers dad. I front up and make burgers and chips for everyone, and everyone's happy.
All right. So what's your go-to burger like? To me, I reckon you'd cheat and not even make a patty yourself. You'd be buying patties. I reckon you'd only have one sauce on there. I'm not backing you to have Gem Ryan just lifts one over. That's into the paddock. Brings up the 100 for the Night Riders.
Yep.
Smart move conveyancing replay here. Graham, Gem Ryan, bang.
Yep. Once again, disdain, shall I say?
Disdain.
And hopefully Tim makes it back from the paddock and get the ball.
I say 100. My cricket still says 6 for 90.
For some reason, my cricket today, you've got to go completely out of it, go completely back into it, and then it updates.
Luke Neal in the yellow cap for the leading run scorer there. Yeah. So Graham, you didn't answer me. You got anything more than just whacking a paddy between 2 buns there?
Well, it depends. If it's midweek and I'm tired, yes, I will go via the said local super.
Right.
Off everything and
So
assemble it.
you're into excuses, fair enough.
Yep. But if it is a Sunday,
I'd
or
expect
something like
nothing
that,
less of a wicket keeper. Do you wear your wicket keeping gloves to make? That's a great shot from Gem Ryan. Do you use your wicket keeping gloves while barbecuing?
No, but apparently they use them to get things out of the oven, according to those cricket ads that they had for the power company.
He's just making it up, Barry. Okay, so and yes, if you Robinson just guiding one down to fine leg.
If it is a weekend, I'll make my own.
I don't believe you. I think that's all a lie.
Well, you have to come and eat one sometime. I tend to make it up as I go.
What, your excuses?
That too.
Yeah, look, the skipper and I, we love a good cook-up. We've recently invested in a smoker and a pizza oven and gone pretty crazy on the outdoor kitchen. So we've started smoking a lot of meats. I do really dig making some out there pizzas. Nothing near as crazy as what Dan Borrow would do, but he's a wild man on the pizza cook. Dan Robinson, bang, 6 runs.
Yep.
Hip pocket rockets, just trying to get Rob Scan back into this tournament. And then yeah, so pizza, a lot of smoking meats.
You know, they say smoking kill you.
Well, I gave up smoking cigarettes around about a decade ago to take up smoking meat now. So I think I'm on the healthier end of it.
Yeah.
Although the old brisket smoked and dipped in some delicious marinades probably isn't that good for the arteries. But I also have a fantastic recipe for, and Shah darts one in past Dan Robinson's swashbuckling bat. Smart move conveyancing replay here, Graham. Shah fired up.
Darts one in,
Bang.
off stump.
Bang. Dan Robinson, good night, sir. Yes, I've also got a pretty wicked recipe for macaroni cheese, a Remus family recipe. My side of the Remus family tree, not Ian's. He'd have no idea about making a great mac and cheese.
Yeah, unfortunately, my wife is the proper cook in our house, but her
My wife's a very good cook too.
Yeah, and my wife's the mac and cheese, butter chicken, and her pork roasts. Thank you very much.
Yep. My skip is very good on the pork roast too.
Yep.
mastered the art of good crackle.
Yeah, if you just can't feel your arteries hardening, they haven't made it right.
That's it. I'm a big roast beef fan.
Yeah, me too.
I've been playing with doing roasts in the Weber.
Oh yes.
They come out pretty good.
So your Weber, is it just the cube Weber?
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting, the old Webers, they market them as a superior barbecue, but when it comes to actually barbecuing meat, they don't get to great enough heat.
Well, I find for roasts and everything.
Yes, for roast they're ideal.
No, but for barbecuing they kind of annoy me.
Yep. Amal Shah coming in. Oh no, carnage.
Trouble.
Run out.
Yep. Speaking of barbecuing.
It was appropriate, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Said batsman, not even known, and looking back, look at him. You've just ruined my day, champion.
And the yes,
trudging off.
That was definitely nearly not a Weber barbecue.
Today's run out sponsored by Weber Barbecues. 14.30, so that's 8 for 108.
Yeah.
Cue it, Barry. Update from over the road.
Let's go around the grounds for Live Wired Electrical on PTV Channel O.
You can do this one.
Live Wide Lightning 2 for 139, chasing the Adacare Aztecs 8 for 144. Tom Sipple 38 not out, but Sam Neill rampaging at 79 off 43 balls. Another 5 overs still left to get the 6 runs, so that should be a pretty easy victory there to the Live Wide Lightning. We might actually have to steal Luke Neal's cap back off him and give it to Brother Sam.
That'd be pretty amusing. He can just walk it over himself, can't he?
Mal Shah coming in to Jem Ryan, floats one up. Barry. Pretty classy shot there from Jem
Whether
Ryan.
you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and road
repairs and servicing, mobile roadworks, whatever you need. Honest, affordable and reliable. Kamal Shah once again coming in to the giant Jem Ryan, spears one in low, Jem digs it out. Not an easy thing when you're 8 feet tall. One run to
gentle
Ryan.
Single. Those are the odd. They're not bouncing a lot from this end, are they?
No. I think the Night Riders will lament their inevitable downfall in this tournament. Impatch has been really good, but just at crucial moments have fallen away. Who do we reckon we've got here? I'm going to go with Michael Abbott or Marcus Frizzell. I'm going with Abbott. Eight for 114 for the Night Riders. So Graham, what do you think is the key to winning this tournament? You won it last time.
Well, one of its moments.
Yes.
And they can go on the last one. Not all of our moments were physically taking a catch or a wicket. The counsellor Chris Wilson, we often talk about how he saved us a couple of no balls in different games.
He sure did.
Would have been the end of us if he didn't do that for us.
A wise man, the counsellor.
He is. But
Filthy Mo Hallis to recommence bowling from this end.
It's a funny one for us. We keep working on the whole
easy single there to the person that I'm assuming is Michael Abbott.
But it's that consistency of player. We haven't really had any of the big names. We tried once and we
haven't had big names. You've had the two most successful players in the tournament.
Well, we've had Sean every year. We've had Chris one year.
Right. Okay. Well, good chat. Well done.
Yeah. But what I'm meaning is we haven't had the McGiffin or someone like that.
Right. The play from outside the region is an interesting one, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, Jem Ryan launches this high, Golden Cap Luke Neal underneath, takes the catch and stays inside the boundary. When charging towards Smart Move Conveyancing replay, Neal steadies himself and starts heading for a celebration off the field, but stays in.
I think you might have been worried about that back line for a moment.
So this game petering out to a fairly disappointing end for the Night Riders, and a great conclusion for the Rockets. You'd think Coach Clark would be happy to give a Cheatley or a Lebecky a bowl here, but no such luck.
Well, Lebecky got himself an over in the last game.
Cheatley might be too sore to have a bowl.
It's a bloody good bruise.
Yeah, I checked in with him at the innings break and had a laugh at his expense. Just under 5 overs to go and 55 runs needed with 1 wicket in hand. It looks pretty dire, but enter Marcus Frizzell. Marcus is a product of the Western District system in Toowoomba. I'm sure he's just been dying for this opportunity to win a game, batting number 11. Looks to side that away through the offside, but unfortunately fails to make contact. Ball sails through to the wicketkeeper. The wicketkeeper that's had a lovely game in taking some catches and generally being involved.
3 catches and a run out assist.
Vital. Dirty Mo Havlis turns, charges in. Nice smooth running action, appreciate that. Frizzell confidently bangs it down the ground. Probably could have got himself a single if he was serious about trying to win this match. At least play the tail end of the game and get himself off strike so his mate gets out and he can say another 100 nipped in the bud.
It was Glenn McGrath's favourite line, wasn't it?
Pretty much. Glenn and Richie, wasn't it?
Yep.
Hallis bangs one in. Frizzell shows no sign of fear and misses it. Barry, what other sponsors have we got for the broadcast here? H&M Mechanical. Where? Live Wide Lightning or Live Wide Electrical? Live Wide Electrical. Grant Spees and Nick Payne, 2 great supporters of cricket.
Yep. And
got him.
Smart Move Conveyancing.
Smart Move Conveyancing, sponsors of our replay. Marcus Frizzell just taps the ball down the ground. And of course, Ada Care, offering the complete need in aged care. So for mine, 115 off 16 overs. To be honest, just enjoying sitting here in the sun and potentially watching the great man. If they modelled a computer game bowling action off one bowler, do you think they picked Sean McCarthy to model it off?
Go close. It is. You talk about the simple bowling actions and people not doing strange things and arms not waving around.
Yep, he's a beautiful man, Sean McCarthy. He moves well and keeps things very simple. Thumbs up from Sean, calling Chaz up inside the circle. Don't worry about Chaz, I won't be bowling down leg side, you don't need to field there. You could actually go and put Chaz somewhere else, couldn't you? Sean went straight down leg side. In he comes, run, and bowl. And chips into the infield, game over.
Game over.
Oh, that there ends Rob Scan's innings.
Yep.
All out for 115.
Absolutely.
Graham, must be a happy finish for you.
Yep, going 2-0, I'll take that.
Yes. Could be a big night down here in Gatton. TRL Grand Finalists, the Gatton Hawks, will be returning to their Hawks nest.
So drown a few sorrows.
Well, the women did win. Congratulations to the, the Lady Hawks. But yeah, this game over, 2-0 for the Hip Pocket Rockets, 0-3 unfortunately for the Robscan Knight Riders. All in all, really not in the race in this game. So yeah, fairly disappointing finish for the gentleman from Robscan. Well, that there would probably end our broadcast, Barry. Once again,
goodbye.
Goodbye from us.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for,
Thank you for listening,
and we'll be back in around about 50 minutes, maybe a little bit more, around about an hour for the start of the Valley Raptors v Grammar Blazers game at 6 p.m. Join us live on PTV Channel O and Power FM. We'll see you then.
This broadcast of the DDBBL on PTV Channel O and Power FM special events brought to you by HM Mechanical in association with Ada Care, Smart Move Conveyancing and Live Wired Electrical.